Well, you know the drill. Capital letter Q for important questions or comments. And capital letter N if you are new to the broadcasting would like a little welcome.
Are we being gender fluid?
Oh no, we're just being silly.
Hey, good morning. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines. Today is Wednesday, July 3rd. And as always, we're here to connect with each other, connect with the destination, connect with news and ideas and suggestions and questions that have to do with Puerto Vallarta as experienced by us English-speaking locals. It is a pleasure to welcome you today. I learned so much stuff yesterday. It's not even funny. I have to tell you, I want to tell you about some crazy things that YouTube sent my way that made me, I'll talk about that in a second. But we have all kinds of news. And as always, if you have something important to share or ask, we appreciate a capital letter Q. And if you're new, we appreciate a capital letter N to help us give you a nice, friendly welcome. Let us start with our news. And I'm happy to report that as part of the ongoing Malecón improvement project, authorities have begun to also give the Malecón letters a little bit of TLC, or tender loving care, as you know. According to this news, the letters have been polished and are ready for repainting, including those that were slightly damaged and have also been restored. They will be repainted with motifs inspired by the work of the late Puerto Vallarta icon Manuel Lepe and endorsed by his descendants who will actually do the painting of them, emulating his naif style. So that's good news. This is also good news, I suppose. A few weeks ago, we reported on how the final stretch of the new Guadalajara Highway will be completed within a few weeks, and yet the municipal government of our lovely city had not yet received any details as to how it would connect with Puerto Vallarta's International Airport, which is where the new highway ends. Now we know that Adriana Guzman, who oversees the city's urban development and environmental department, has announced that she now has the details in her possession. But do you think that this news item shares any details? Of course not. The news is that the city now has the information. So hopefully the city or someone will take the time to share details with the public. I mean, we're all going to find out sooner or later where the highway ends, but I'm sure you're curious, as am I, as to how on earth it is going to connect with the airport in the middle of what looks to be, on the map, a bunch of residential little colonias on the way. Now take a look at this sad photograph of a fallen tree. This was taken today, this morning. It was a laurel tree from India, of over 150 years of age that collapsed last night in Guadalajara due to heavy rain and wind. And this is only one of over 125 trees that fell last night in our capital city. Again, due to heavy rain and wind. I have connected with our beloved friend Luisa and her husband Luke, who are our presence in Guadalajara. And they were a little startled with all the wind, but they seem to be okay. Of course, this is that time of year in which there is a lot of rain in the city of Guadalajara. So we'll probably be bringing our rubber duck boots when we go to the capital city in a week and a half. And of course, here in Puerto Vallarta, now that it is raining on a regular basis, the increasing currents flowing along the Pitillal and Cuale rivers, the current is dragging all kinds of trash onto local beaches and the ocean. This has clearly identified the need for more trash collection awareness programs among communities that live next to the rivers. And of course, those of us living here on a regular basis know that the rain-related trash is hardly the only trash problem in town. Mayor-elect Luis Munguia has reached out to the current administration asking them to improve their trash collection efforts, given the large number of complaints among the citizens and the residents of Puerto Vallarta. Of course, we know that traditionally outgoing administrations tend to get a little relaxed about their responsibilities, and we can certainly hope that that is not going to be the case with the trash problems here in Puerto Vallarta, which are considerable. Now, let's turn over to the weather just to see what's going on out there. Snarky Weather says, my rain generator shit the bed again. Rain stopping in 13 minutes. Whatever. What is important to see here is that it is 28 degrees out there. Humidity is high at 75%. And today we can expect rain through the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon. A chance of rain of 68%, a high of 30, and a low of 24. Then tomorrow, Thursday, partly cloudy skies in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon. A chance of rain of 62%, a high of 31, and a low of 24. And then Friday, it will be partly cloudy skies in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon. A chance of rain of 67%, a high of 31, and a low of 24. So it's going to be wet, but we kind of already know that. Before we continue, I have to tell you I had an odd experience yesterday because you know how YouTube, like you click on a video and then YouTube thinks, oh, you want to see more of those? Well, let me send you more. So I clicked on a video that had to do with passengers that get ugly on planes. And this is all like the cameras that the police wear or video that is taken by other passengers. And it was so scary because there are some really ugly people out there. I haven't been on a plane in many years, and I'm perfectly fine not hopping on one. I don't think it is, the odds are high that when you hop on a plane, you're going to, experience a violent fit by someone. But Jesus, some of those videos are just nasty. And then, of course, YouTube kept sending them to me, and they are difficult to watch, but they're also difficult to put down. But there was something good out of the experience. I learned something. I learned something that I didn't know. When women are in danger, in a situation of danger, there is a signal that is something like this. You grab your thumb and then you go like this. And when you do this, you are indicating to authorities that you are in danger. This could be on a plane, or this could be if you are inside of a car, you've been kidnapped. And I didn't know about this signal. I wonder if you do. And then I thought to myself, well, it's not about whether I know it or whether you know it. I wonder if this is a US or English country concept, because the videos that I saw came from the United States, or if this is a widespread country concept throughout the world. So I looked for the phrase señal de emergencia on Google, and I learned that indeed this is a common signal for women to use when you are in a situation of danger and you cannot talk about it. Now, I'm not a woman. I certainly hope I don't have to use this at any point in my life, but I thought the least I could do is to share that information with you, hoping that you never have to use it, actually. That's what I'm hoping. What else came my way? Oh, this is absolutely mesmerizing. I saw this photograph on YouTube this morning, and let me get out of the picture for a second. There it is. This is beautiful cacti. And this is a photograph showing some of the native species of cacti in Mexico. And of course, I was totally mesmerized by this photograph. And then I thought to myself, well, why don't I do a quick research about cacti in Mexico? And what I found out is that I Googled it. I learned in this article that there are around 1,400 species of cacti in the world, out of which 669 are Mexican and 518 are endemic, which means that they only grow in Mexico. And I had no idea about this. And again, I've always been fascinated by cacti because of the geometrics involved in their design. I mean, Mother Nature must have been having a wild time when she came up with the idea of cacti. And of course, cacti are so important. You know, we eat them in salads when we have nopal salad. We eat them, their flowers, the tunas, the what is it called in English? The pear, cacti pear or prickly pear. That's what it's called in English. We eat the fruit. And of course, we distill the leaves in agave plants for tequila and other spirits. So I was really fascinated about this. And I also have one other amusing story to share with you. Check out this statue. This is none other than Nautilus on the left. And it is ginormous. I don't think I share this with you here on the broadcast. I know I shared it with my friends because I found the sculpture to be rather hunky, and it is tall. Like, I've seen photographs of a guy standing next to it, and a guy barely comes like to the calves of the sculpture. It is huge, and it is on the beach of Progreso in Michoacan. I know I shared it with some of my gay friends because I told them, hey, let's go to Yucatan and try to climb on top of this daddy. And we all thought it was funny. Well, it was funny at the time. But, thank you. But the fascinating thing is that, you know, Nautilus is not a Mexican god. I think he's a Greek god, or he could be a Roman god. I don't know. But what's happening now is that some people from Yucatan are complaining that instead of having a ginormous Nautilus, or not Nautilus, that's Poseidon. My bad. That is Poseidon, the god of water. Instead of having a Poseidon sculpture on the water, on the beach in Progreso, Michoacan, they should put up a sculpture or a statue of Chac, who is, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to change that. Chac, who is the Mayan god of rain. So some Yucatan people are hoping that the sculpture will actually be destroyed in the current hurricane. I certainly hope that it doesn't get destroyed. I mean, I think it's pretty. And if people from Yucatan want a sculpture that has the Mayan god of water or rain, you know, it's a big ocean. They could just probably build another one. What do I know? I just hope I get a chance to visit this majestic sculpture someday before I croak. And last but not least, and certainly before I croak, unless it happens this afternoon, we are going to have the Spotlight, episode 16, today at 4 o'clock. I know that Shishi is going to come by and tell us a little bit more about this women's only artist event that is going on Saturday. And she may also have other news up her sleeve. But I'm looking forward to connecting with her again. She's been a regular contributor, and I'm just happy that we have someone that is happy to share their events with us on this new broadcast. And this brings us to you. It is going to be a pleasure to see what you bring to the table. Today, good mornings. Gary, it is good to see you. And yes, tomorrow is 4th of July. Let's see what else we have. Christy reports that her kitties, the kitties that she is nursing, are doing great. Photos to come. I look forward to that. Laura, with lots of questions. Laura, I don't know how to answer that one. There are so many things that I love about living here. What do you love the most about living in Puerto Vallarta, Laura? Let us know. What is the number one thing that visitors should experience? Again, Laura, I'm happy to tell you what I think is important, but I don't think like a visitor. I think like a local. Coffee and Headlines welcomes visitors, but this is really a place for locals to hang out. And you are more than welcome to hang out here and ask all kinds of questions. But I read your questions and I see questions that have to do with tourism and that have to do with visiting. And I wonder if you would find a more valuable source of information in other forums. I'm not saying don't come here. I'm not saying don't ask questions here, but we don't go there as much as I think you'd like us to go there. If you want suggestions on forums and places where a lot of tourists hang out, I'll be happy to provide some. Just let me know. Let's see what else. Barbara says the cacti are absolutely beautiful, aren't they? There's that nursery on Avenida de los Tules. I always like to visit the cacti that they sell there because they're absolutely wonderful. And I'm always surprised that they do so well in Puerto Vallarta weather. I never think of them being plants that will thrive in humid temperature. I have one in my laundry, and I only water it like once a month, and it seems to do fine. Let's see. I don't see any other questions, so I am going to put this up. And thank you for being here today. Thank you for your comments and your questions. Thank you for connecting with us. It is a pleasure to connect with you. And I will see you this afternoon if you are going to be watching I'm making sure that I'm not ruffling any feathers here. Laura, you can ask as many questions as you want, but I'm going to invite you and anyone really to read the room and take a look at what kind of things other people are talking about. And I'm sure that will be a helpful exercise, or at least I hope it will. And that's it for today. Have a great afternoon. Stay dry, stay connected, stay in touch, and I will see you again either this afternoon or tomorrow morning. Take care.